welcome back to Desert Rat Racing League. Today I am joined by a Shift E-Racing group member and many of their racers in this race. I'll go ahead and let him introduce himself.
What's up, drivers? This is Finesse, co-founder of Shifty Racing, and I am actually in this race. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to watch.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Today's race starts at Bathurst. We have 10 cars in the pack, and like I said, many of Shift are joining us today. We have Darius, Nike, Finesse himself, Bassolini, and Get Me 240s. And then we have a couple of other returning racers, such as Jolene, and some new ones, such as Styles and Dimitri. All right, we will go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get these out of the way. And going into that first turn, we're going to be taking that nice sharp left. Everybody's going to be getting on their brakes hard. And in the back, Bassolini seems to have had a late start, but here we go into the first long straight of the track. Everybody keeping it nice and close. And here we go. Let's see how they handle it.
It's looking pretty tidy. Really close racing.
Nobody is seeming to back off. They're going strong into the heavy sections with turns. Everybody keeping onto the gas, only letting off a little, keeping that fourth gear to maintain as much speed as they can. Getting ready to enter Sector 3. Let's see how they handle that downhill.
The Raccoon is flying through these turns. Everybody's desperately trying to catch up. Got some people
Dimitri
going
just
out there, yeah. Looks like we got
actually looks like
somebody.
it was Nike.
Somebody's completely turned around on the track.
Ooh, looks like I lost my bumper going into that turn. It was not good for me.
Got some parts on the track.
You are holding it strong up there as we enter into the last long straight of the track.
Okay, so confirmed this is my car right here, okay.
Yes, sir. Darius keeping a nice 1.5 lead ahead, while Dimitri and Finesse keep it close together.
Dimitri's on me right there. That is some crazy driving.
And here we go, coming up to the turn into the braking zone.
He's flying. Dimitri with the overtake.
There he goes, right on that curb like he needs to be.
Look at speed.
Ooh, Finesse, you went off just a little bit there.
No, that wasn't me. That was Dimitri.
Oh, that was Dimitri. You are right. My bad. You guys have similar color cars. It's throwing me off.
Yeah, at a distance there, I was like, oh man, I did go off there.
And Darius is really growing that gap, getting another second going up there. But you are not too far behind.
Yeah, this guy.
Everybody's just splitting up a little bit, but back from 5th onwards seems to be keeping it a lot closer.
Yeah, be careful letting Darius up there. He will hold that down if you let him.
Here he comes over the hill and into the braking zone. We'll go ahead and see who's coming next. That would be you. Dimitri, Nike, myself, Raccoon, Fusing Star, Styles, and Jolene falling back a little bit on the straight, as well as 40s and Bassolini.
40s.
Ooh, yeah, he's really far back there.
Bassolini and 40s are a little damaged there.
Yeah, looks like they may have had an incident.
His whole bumper's about to come
Oh,
off.
and there we see another incident right there. Looks like Nike took a hit into the turn. Not sure if somebody bumped him or not. But here, as long as it's as clean as it can be, we do not take any points out yet, but we'll see how that goes in Season 1.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there.
But it's all fun in these cars. They keep it nice and steady, even with a little bit of bumping, as long as we're not doing it into the turns. And Dimitri, yeah, he is going for that overtake.
He's flying.
And now all he has to do is catch up to Darius, but Darius has grown another second in his lead. But me, you, and Dimitri are keeping it pretty close up here. Ooh.
Oh, Dimitri. Oh!
Losing himself into the wall. That's going to give us both a chance to catch up,
We're
and Fusing
definitely,
Star's not too far behind either.
definitely gonna get some draft on that one.
And another second for Darius, though. He is flying right now.
They cannot relinquish the P1 position to Mr.
Ooh, here we go into the
Darius.
braking zone. A little bit of dirt, but that's
Oh,
fine in these cars. They love it. They will get nice,
man.
good traction on those dirty sections of the track.
His whole tire was in the dirt. His car held that. That was actually impressive, especially considering
Here we
the
go. Let's see how they hug that curb.
the grass in this.
Nice. And Fusing is really catching up there. He is making it a four-way race for second. Yeah, Darius is flying up there. He's already about to be over the hill. And we see Styles and Nike coming into the straight as well.
Now, as long as this pack stays tight, we do have a speed advantage over Darius.
Yes, we can always take advantage of us pushing each other forward just a little bit. Ooh,
Oh,
Dimitri takes it into the wall, but thankfully the other three get by.
that was a crazy accident. I was not
Looks
expecting
like
that.
he let off the brakes possibly a little too early and got understeering up into that uphill turn.
And his car took a dive there. His car, it just completely turned around.
Looks like I've taken off just a little bit, maybe taking advantage of the chaos.
All right.
Ooh, nice
Very
and tight
nice.
around that turn.
Very nice.
It's all just about letting off the throttle in these turns. Ooh, but I take it to the wall just a little bit. Here we go into the downhill.
These cars handle so well through this section. A little bit of downshift, keeping the RPMs up.
And not letting that oversteer take you out.
The car just grips when it needs to. And, it's making a whole lot of noise, but we're not going that fast. So it does manage that speed very well, though.
Up until this section, we usually don't even hit sixth gear. Go ahead and take a look at the data possibly. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? We can just go into the cockpit. There we go. Currently at 240 kilometers an hour, and they're in sixth gear at this point. All right, let's take it back up to the front, see how that fight's going. Styles and Nike keeping it clean where they're at with fifth and sixth. We'll see who comes out on top there later.
Raccoon is putting some distance on me, and it's really just the battle's really just me and Fusing at the moment. As long as you keep it consistent, you're looking at either a solid 2 or potentially even a 1 spot if Mr. Darius catches a misstep here.
As you say that, though, he puts almost an entire second on me up into the uphill. Yeah, he is flying up through there. We just caught a glimpse of him at the last second.
I am fighting for my life back there.
As long
Fusing is
as you keep it
putting up
tight in
a
this
good
section,
fight.
it's typically too hard to pass, and you keep it very good with keeping as much of the track used as possible for this section. Not giving him a chance to sneak by you quite yet, but he'll be definitely able to catch up onto your tail side. Ooh, yeah, that gap is closing.
I'm definitely in
Although
defense
he backs
mode.
out, he wants to keep it clean.
I'm definitely in defense mode right here. Get to see some of this
He is
good old
trailing right behind you.
finesse rigmarole.
That gap looking nice and clean, but so close. Ooh, tap the wall just a little bit. That's going to give Fusing a chance to catch up to you.
I did that. That was crazy. I managed
And he's
to.
setting up for the attack on the outside, maybe for the switchback. We'll see how he handles it. Ending up tucking back behind you just to get that draft, but keeping it close, so he is going to catch up through the straight.
I'm managing to maintain my speed out of this corner, but I'm not shooting shooting out of there the way Raccoon is.
But to be fair, Darius is keeping it better. He put a second and a half on me once again. He's keeping it up there. It's hard to even see him at this point. We'll go ahead and check on shifted Nike while this develops. Ooh, looks like Nike has pulled away. Something must have happened to Style. Ooh, yeah, there goes his hood.
Styles
Followed
in
by
the
40s.
Styles in the hoopty.
Yeah, he is beat up with that hood. Bumper's coming close
Bumper
too.
is coming off right now. Will he be able to maintain
40's
his
not looking
position?
too much better himself, but loving that British racing green.
Hey,
Classic color with the
you
minis.
know what though? That bumper is resilient. It was falling off that much earlier in the race.
We'll see where Jolene is. He's entering the braking zone now. Bossolini coming up on it here shortly. And it looks like Dimitri may have retired at this point in the race. Let's see how far into it we are now. About halfway through with only 8 minutes left on the clock. Darius flying up there.
That is a good
Not even
livery.
giving us a chance to be seen.
Oh no, he's locked in. That's
And you
that's
have
Darius for you, or some of you know him as Speed. This is his. It's in his name. All right, guys. It's in his name. This guy is fast.
And as I heard you saying, yeah, that blue livery is nice. It is clean, it is simple, but it shows purity. It's great.
It's good. It's a really good livery. It matches
And meanwhile, I'm
the
keeping my
shape of
paint
the
job
car
clean as
very
well.
well. You've almost got
Except for those few bumps.
Like a McLaren paint job on your car.
I always
Eye
love to be
going on.
racing in orange, if not brown and black. I love the colors of what I see with raccoons. Not maybe the orange as much, that's just the signature color at this point. But I love, yeah, black and brown cars. That is what you'll typically see me driving if I'm not able to race something orange.
Yeah, it's good.
And I'm not too big of a McLaren fan, but they do have a good choice in color. I'll give them that.
McLarens are sick. They're just race cars for the road.
And for me, I would rather be in an Audi, and that's.
See,
But
I have
as
crazy
we were discussing
preferences too.
earlier,
I got crazy preferences too, so that's a whole other conversation. You are flying through here. You
we
have
are, yeah.
maintained your distance on me this whole time. Look, I'm nowhere near you at this point. I'm
But
still
to be fair, you and Fusing are
I'm
fighting so well
still
up here.
fighting fusing.
But as we were discussing earlier, you know me, I get to drive a Mini Cooper myself in real life and plan to buy a Countryman as well. So I'm enjoying the Minis both in real life and in the sim, and it's been great. These cars
Oh,
handle
and
very
fusing makes
similarly
the
what their real
overtake.
life counterparts are like. Yeah, he does. He's able to get it in the turn, a classic switchback. And he is very good at those. He knows how to wait for the right time to attack. And he's only got 5-ish minutes left on the clock after this lap. If he can hold it, he can take that third place from you.
Oh man, I'm not gonna let him get away. I'd tell you that much.
Ooh, he goes wide into the uphill turn sections. And you might be able to get him here. He'll see if he backs out. Oh, I got to squeeze him out of it. That was a good overtake, though. And so you take back the third position.
Oh man, that was some crazy driving.
And Darius is keeping a consistent lead from you. We seem to be running very similar laps at this point. He's always keeping 7 seconds ahead, it seems, so I'm not able to get much further on him. But you and Fusing have been at it for most of this
We
race.
are on pace, man. To get at least like with each other, we have been flying.
Oh, and he backs out a little early. Maybe worried about making a mistake himself or wondering if you'll make one. Ooh, and you do. You tap the wall just a little, but not enough to lose that much speed with how much he backed out. And here we come up to the last
Yeah,
straight section on the track.
at this point, we're really feeling the tires. We're really feeling the tires. It's starting to it's starting to get to a point where we're not as confident taking some of these corners the same way we were earlier.
And it's very interesting too with the different driving styles because with myself, I actually don't burn through much of my tires within that 15-minute race period. I'm only usually about through down to 85% at most. But I know with a racer like Jolene back here in 8th, he has a very aggressive turning style, and if we had pit stops with tire changes or mandatory pit stops, he would probably be way more efficient in these races because I've watched him with his traction. And yeah, as you can see, he's already losing it this early on. He's very aggressive on those front tires and can burn through more than almost 50% of it in one race.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean,
it really comes down to driving styles for sure.
he's using his tire as you
But that's
should.
why Darius is still flying. Yeah, and it's just you definitely want to maintain it though, so you can keep control. Because as we see with Darius, to maintain these kind of laps every single lap,
You got to be
you
smooth.
have to keep it smooth.
Got to be
Yeah,
smooth.
and it looks like you've gotten away from fusing. Now he's having to battle with Nike back here. He must have taken himself out.
Oh man.
Seeing a little bit of scratches on the car, but no physical damage, so it might have been off into a runoff area.
Salute to you, Fusing. That was a good battle. That was a good fight. We were duking it out for minutes. Probably tens of minutes.
But I'm sure he won't back out just because we're this far in the race. I'm sure he wants to at least get that fourth place position from Nike because he definitely is in range for it.
And
And he only has about 2 laps left.
Nike looks damaged. Nike could definitely have some sort of debilitating factor here that keeps him from maintaining his position.
Fusing, sticking to the wall beautifully, but not tapping it. He had almost less than an inch of
Yeah,
gap
that was
against that.
very close.
And here we go, close to the downhill section. Let's see how Fusing handles it.
Nike is holding his own here.
He is flying. Maybe more comfortable this later into the race. This is a tricky track for sure, especially if you haven't had too much recent practice on it in these cars. And here we go into the straight. See how Fusing catches up. If he does have possibly a chance at this distance to outbrake Nike into the turn.
He's
But
definitely
it is
got
tricky.
draft. He's definitely got draft. That is for sure. He's close enough. He's got some boost here. As long as he can keep behind him, he's going to close this distance.
Yeah, he can definitely outbrake him here if he goes into it. But it looks like he's going to save it for next lap. He keeps it clean and follows the same line, using as much of the track length as possible.
He's right there. As long as he can keep in that draft, he's gonna.
Ooh, even there, if he just braked a little later, he actually could have caught up to Nike, who braked just a little early. He can push it just a little bit past the 100 sign there if you really want to get maximum efficiency. But you have to abuse that trail braking to get out of that corner. Oh, and it
Oh,
looks like they have taken themselves out. Darius and you.
yeah,
Ooh, no.
big accident.
Actually, I don't think that's what happened here because this looks like a glitch. So we will
Race
come
is
back to this
actually
point.
over. The race is over.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It is 100. Yeah, you're right.
We are just
They're
doing
screwing around in the
donuts in
cooldown.
the.
So we'll go ahead and go back and see who. I think it was Darius. That's pretty convincing at this point. Yeah. So yeah, we had Darius in first.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead and see him crossing the finishing line.
Very well done. Very well done. Fantastic performance from Darius.
And here I come following in second. 9-second gap. Darius was wild. Followed by yourself. Congratulations, man. You took third. You got a podium in your first race with us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This was.
And here comes Nike fighting against Fusing, but Fusing wasn't able to punch it out, getting our fourth and fifth places. I'll let you take over from here.
Oh, I mean, here goes 40s. Look at him. This is a beautiful livery, by the way. This is the one that I chose first, but he decided it had to be his. He is.
It's that British Racing green. It is a classic.
Oh yes, he is still chugging along there. Wondering how many are actually going to be able to finish.
And here we got Styles coming across in seventh place. Jolene coming down to the last turn for 8.
Did we have any
As we know,
other drivers in the? Oh, dear
we had
Lord!
Vassalini in a wall apparently.
Lady spawned inside of a wall first just then.
And then,
Alright.
as we know, Dimitri retired. That's not the retirement box. So that gives us our official standings there. So thank you for joining us. And I will also have Finesse for our next and final race of the season. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll let Finesse cut us out.
Yes, sir. Racers, have a good night.